Are you at a place where you doubt your reality? Maybe you doubt something that you see, that you hear, or something like that. Maybe you just have a bad memory, right? Or was that just what you were told? Oftentimes, being with a narcissist, they'll start gaslighting the people that are around them to make them believe and ascribe to a different reality than what's actually true and what's actually real. If you guys are new here, my name is Ben Taylor. I'm a self-aware narcissist on this channel to provide awareness, growth, healing, and change. So we founded Raw Motivations for to try to help bring clarity to people to understand what's going on out of getting out of or in the middle of a crazy or a toxic relationship. So today we're going to be talking about gaslighting. I want to be able to share some of my story about gaslighting. I want to be able to share a couple things of the goals of gaslighting, and then also share of what is happening on the flip side with the gaslighting process. So stick around. Now, when we're talking about gaslighting, we're not just talking about lying. It's not just someone that's saying, no, that's not true, or no, I didn't do that. That's like simple, like lying. And you've got regular lying of like, no, I didn't do this. You've got lies of omission. Yes, I did this, but I leave out this piece. And then you have gaslighting that's not just lying, but then it's trying to make another person doubt their reality. It's not just enough to say this didn't exist or this is something different, but then it's going back and saying like, no, like you saw it wrong, you perceived it wrong, and then they take it a step further. It's not just that you perceived it wrong, but you might need to get some help because obviously your vision isn't right, or you're not thinking clearly, or you're acting a little crazy. It's the goal of being able to take something that I'm feeling, that I'm experiencing, and that someone is holding me accountable or seeing, and be able to avoid it and say, hey, this isn't me, this isn't what happened, and you didn't see it either. And as a result, you start to feel insane. Like you start to feel crazy, like I don't actually know if what I'm viewing, what I'm seeing, or what I'm experiencing is actually real. And so with narcissism, what we're talking about is how they use gaslighting to be able to affect their victims, to be able to affect the people around them, is to make a person doubt their reality and feel insane, like they can't trust their own senses or faculties of what they're experiencing. The main goal is make them doubt their own perception, their own memory of the thing that just happened. If I can make you doubt it, then I can start implementing my own thoughts, my own ideas, my own process, my own reality over top of yours. And over a period of time, if I keep pressing and pushing it in, you'll get to the place of like, okay, yeah, you're actually right. Yeah, I do have a bad memory, or maybe I need to focus on this, or I think, no, that's actually not what happened. You must be right. It just must be me. Maybe I just miscommunicated. Like, and then we start to see where people start to backtrack and not stand on their truth because another person is gaslighting their reality to make them think and believe something that's actually different than the truth. Well, I've had a couple people ask me, what happened in your relationship? What happened in your marriage? If you've seen some of my videos, you know I was a cheater and a lot of other things. In a particular way, with cheating and with different things that I was doing, I also started to do gaslighting. It wasn't just something that I started in the relationship. It was something that I'd done many years before with parents and with other people in my life to make them believe that the reality that they were seeing wasn't actually real, to avoid accountability and responsibility for who I was and how I was showing up. Well, specifically, a lot of times with my wife, it happened with different affairs. We actually worked at the same place together, and the same place where we worked was also where I had affairs. So as a result, seeing a moment, seeing like wait a second, that conversation seemed weird. Like, what's going on there? Oh, like nothing. Like, you didn't see anything. Like, it wasn't a big deal. I had to talk to them about a work thing. I had to talk to them about X, Y, and Z. And over a period of time, it became more and more elaborate to try to avoid any type of accountability of something that she would see. It could even be something happening right in front of her eyes of someone flirting with me, or of me flirting with someone else, and me be like, what are you talking about? Like, that didn't happen. Like, are you crazy? Like, what's actually going on? Like, are you just jealous? Like, I would always flip it around. Like, no, they didn't do that. Like, I didn't flirt with them. Like, are you kidding? Like, there was always like this quick flip of putting it back on the other person to make the other person, to make my wife doubt her reality, to make her doubt what she's actually seen. Sometimes that would be simple as saying, like, I think you're just imagining it. Like, no one else is seeing it. Like, no one else is, like, going off of the same stuff you're going off of. Like, I think you're just imagining it. Because the goal is to make the other person doubt themselves. Like, your reality isn't real. My reality is real. don't trust yours. That's the thought process. Sometimes I'd even come up and say, like, I think you're just being paranoid. Like, you're being paranoid that all these people are, like, magically, like, dating me, or all these people are, like, with me. Like, I think you're being paranoid about that one person. Like, that person's just immature, or that person, like, doesn't know what they're talking about, or that person, whatever. I'd make up all these different excuses, but I try to always make sure with the excuse, I'd flip it back on the other person. The thing that she realized over a period of time is every time her gut was off of, like, wait a second, this doesn't feel right, she was right. But every time that gut was off, I was also on the other side being like, no, you're not going to believe your gut. You're not going to believe what you're seeing and what you're experiencing. You're going to believe my version of reality, so I don't have to feel bad by not showing up as a husband, by not showing up as a faithful partner. And as a result, it felt easier in that moment to flip it around on the other person so that I wouldn't be held accountable, so that I wouldn't be at fault. Even to the point of denying that she would see certain text messages or exchanges of locations, of, exchanges of, gifts or of things, of love bombing other people. Be like, why'd you give them that? Oh, well, it was like a joint gift, or like whatever. Like always like messing and changing up the reality so that I wouldn't have to be accountable. Denied her reality with different locations. She might pull up like my location on the phone or something, and I'd be like, I wasn't there, I was over here. Like, here's a picture to prove it, or take a picture ahead of time of some other place. So I could be like, no, like, see, I just took this picture. Like, there's a lot of different things that ended up trying to change that reality so that I wouldn't have to face accountability. You see, the majority of the times a narcissist is running from shame and guilt. It's shame avoidance of let me get away from shame as fast as I can so I don't have to deal with the impact of the shitty decisions that I just made. So I don't have to deal with the impact of what I just did that was hurtful to another person, or that I showed up in a way that destroyed another relationship, or whatever it might be. But the goal is to get to the place where I'm not held accountable for anything and it's on everybody else. As a result, the goal with gaslighting ends up being to erode the other person's credibility and confidence in what they're actually seeing and what they're actually experiencing. And as a result, they'll get to the place where they don't feel like anything. They don't feel like they know what they're talking about or what they see is real, and they start to question their reality. And as a result, the narcissist, like, I start to feel more superior, more right, more like I can control all this. When in reality, I'm just hiding from accountability and responsibility of my actions. The thing is, I had to be able to change reality to be able to boost myself up, to keep my ego, to keep my entitlement. And I had to make it plausible enough so it wasn't like too crazy of an idea, but like, no, like that could be true if I believe this. But the problem is, after you see so many that could be true, there's like a million of them lined up and you realize, wait a second, if all that could be true, there's probably a big thing that's false that we're not actually paying attention to. You see, gaslighting over a period of time enables the narcissist to feel a lot better about themselves, to make them get into a place where they don't have to be accountable, they don't have to be responsible, they don't have to deal with shame, they don't have to deal with guilt, and as a result, they can continue moving forward in life doing whatever the hell they want so that they don't feel bad about that, and so they keep other people in control. Gaslighting oftentimes enables the narcissist to appear right. I'm the right person. You're the wrong person because you're seeing it the wrong way. A lot of times it'll make them appear reasonable. I'm literally just doing this. Why you have a big idea or big deal of what I'm doing? Oftentimes it makes them feel superior by making you feel less than because they know better. Oftentimes people think narcissists are very superior knowledge-wise. No, they're just really good manipulation-wise oftentimes. Gaslighting oftentimes enables the narcissist to play the victim, to make them feel like, why are you always attacking me? Why are you always, holding me accountable? Why are you, making me feel this way? Oftentimes, and the gaslighting enables the narcissist to assert control. Like, I can control you because I can control the reality that you're ascribing to. All I have to do is shift it however I want, but then you're only focused on what I want you to focus on. That's how narcissists put you in the fog. Gaslighting enables narcissists to win the arguments. And you can't win an argument if there's no facts because the narcissist has already flipped it around so many times that you're confused. Gaslighting enables narcissists to shift the blame. It's not me. Like, it's your insecurity. It's your paranoia. It's your struggle that you're going through. Like, it's not me. It's not me, like, flirting with all these people. It's on you. We'll switch it around. Gaslighting enables narcissists to get their own way, to be able to do whatever they want. It enables narcissists to avoid accountability. And often, unfortunately, it enables narcissists to get away with abuse. If you're struggling with this today where you're like, wait a second, I think some of the things that you've said kind of hit home today, and they start to actually pop up being like, wait a second, I might be being gaslit by another person, I want you to reach out for help. Whether that's going to therapy, whether that's going in coaching, like whatever it is, you want to reach out and know more about me or some of the coaching that I do one-on-one, would love to have you reach out at rawmotivations.com. You can get all the information on all the courses and challenges that we have on there. If you guys want to hear from the wife's perspective, check out our podcast, Trauma, Drama, and Life. And if you feel like you're being gaslit, we need to get you clear about the confusion that you're going through so you can understand the truth, because that's the only thing that's going to set you free.
You've been told it's all your fault, and that makes you feel crazy. No one understands you, and that leaves you in a place of being alone. You've tried to break free multiple times, and that leaves you helpless because nothing you've done has actually worked. It hasn't actually got you free or liberated from this toxic relationship. So you feel crazy, alone, and hopeless. Guess what? That's a lie. Because all it is how you've been raised and conditioned inside of this abusive relationship over and over. And as a result, you've sacrificed your growth, you've sacrificed your worth, and you've been trapped inside of a toxic relationship. What if I showed you the path to freedom? A way for you to actually get free mentally and emotionally from the toxicity that's happening right here, right now. You deserve more. You deserve to be able to heal. And I want to help you with that. If I can help you with that, go to rawmotivations.com/breakthrough. Schedule a call there and let's talk.